Hey, good morning, friends. It's Kerry Green, and this is the Morning Mindset once again. I hope you notice there's new music in the background. It's kind of heroic sounding, don't you think? I think that's very appropriate, and that's how we're going to kind of frame this podcast from now on, is that we are setting our minds every morning on the heroic things that the greatest hero in all of history has done for us. That's Jesus Christ. He has given us so much, and that's the topic I've been speaking about in the last few episodes. And in the previous episode to this one, on January 6th, I mentioned Galatians 2, chapter 2, verse number 20. Man, if I could talk today, it would be great for you, I'm sure. Galatians 2:20 highlights the greatest happening in history. It says, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. And the life that I now live in the flesh, in this human body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who gave himself up for me. Now, what I want to focus on today is that Christians, those who have placed their genuine, full trust in Jesus Christ, are the true walking dead. And I don't say that to be borrowing from pop culture. I say that to point out how pop culture has borrowed from Christianity, really. Now, the show The Walking Dead and the movies about The Walking Dead is all about zombies. And it's kind of bizarre to me how such a glorious truth as life from death can be distorted and twisted into something so bizarre as a zombie. Because the reality is that Christ has given us life after death. That's what Galatians chapter 2, verse number 20 is talking about. Listen to it again. I have been crucified with Christ. There's something powerful on a supernatural level that happened when Jesus Christ gave up his very last breath right there on the cross. He not only was hanging as a substitute for your sin and for my sin, he was actually nailing us, the sinners, to that cross as well. Somehow, according to the New Testament, we became placed into him at that moment. We were not only identified with him, we were actually placed into him, so that when he died, something about us died. And the scripture says that's our old self. It's our old identity, our old nature, that thing that generated sin in us in the first place. It's that raw, independent spirit that we've been talking about in prior episodes. That is what died on the cross with us. But the verse doesn't end in death, does it? It goes on and it says, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live. That sounds like death. But Christ lives in me. Let that sink in for a moment. Jesus Christ, the ruler of all creation, the King of kings, and the Lord of all lords, now lives in us as believers in Jesus Christ. Can I get an amen to that? He is now our life. And so we are the walking dead in the sense that our old identity is dead. And I know that's going to be hard for many of us to get a handle on because we have lived how many ever years we've been alive on the planet thinking of ourselves and our identity in a certain way. It may have been shaped by the way parents spoke to you about yourself. It may have been shaped by the way you were treated in school, all kinds of things. But you've gotten into a habit of thinking of yourself in a certain way. And that identity is very much what you live out of every day. But here's the great news. Today, no matter what you're facing, you can think of yourself in a different way because you are different. It's not wishful thinking. It's thinking based on truth. We're going to unpack this more in the days ahead, but I'm so thankful you've joined me here on the Morning Mindset. Let's get our minds aligned and live out of the truth of our identity in Christ. Join me again tomorrow for the Morning Mindset.